Hello. So we're going to talk about New York City property tax as it affects co-ops and condos. And we're going to help you calculate the bill, the possible bill given the new tax, the new proposed tax. And here we go. We'll start with an article on the habitat. It's actually pretty accurate. It was written in August 2021, and it says co-ops and condo residents in New York City who yearn for new property tax reform should be careful what they wish for. Exactly. Why? Because as Bloomberg Labs shows, the lopsided, unloved system, which is actually controlled by the state, partially by the Department of Finance, largely favors high-end co-ops and condos. But we're going to look at some examples and see what will happen. I don't have those very high-end ones, but we could do that one next time, or post an address that you'd like to. No, I'm doing a podcast, please. You can come in. New York City's system, which divides property into 4 classes, is regressive, taxing wealthy homeowners at a much lower rate than middle-class homeowners. That's true also. And taxing co-ops and condos at an even lower rate at the high end, not at the low end. See, I think they're missing. I guess they're talking about only at the high end. New York state law requires co-ops and condos class 2 to be compared in New York City and Nassau County to be assessed as if they were rental properties. To comply with the law, the assessors impute a value of condos based on rents in comparable buildings. This leads to dramatic undervaluation of condos for 2 reasons. Most of the apartments are subject to rent control, so imputing the assessed value of a condo based on the rents at a similar apartment building leads to a huge delta. That's how the owner of the $5.8 million condo in Soho gets assessed at $95,000, meaning lower property taxes than the homeowner in Brooklyn might pay even for a similar apartment. Then we're going to have to look at these too. Oftentimes they aren't really comparable rentals. What apartment building matches up to the pencil skinny tower at 432 Park Avenue? That's why billionaires pay next to nothing in property tax for the most privileged properties in New York City, making Billionaires Row an excellent destination for foreign investors parking their cash. Like many of his predecessors going back as far as Koch, Bill de Blasio pledged to repair this system. Corey Johnson convened a high-profile commission to review the city's convoluted. They didn't. That's hard to believe. Tellingly, the recommendations peg co-ops and condos tax assessment to the apartment's market value. So we'll look at some, because this is just talking about the high end, but most people are not high end and they're probably not listening. But the middle actually will benefit from this. I'm going to look at a condo in Manhattan and a condo in Brooklyn, and they will benefit. The current system is not fair. I think this is our friend, Mr. Parrott. Meaningful change to New York City property assessments will require not just the support of the mayor, but also state legislature and the governor. It will likely fall on the next mayor to set the course, with potential pressure coming from some of the New York City's wealthiest residents who would face a far higher tax bill. It won't be an easy road. Eric Adams is another New Yorker who should be careful what he wishes for. Yeah, we can look at Eric Adams too. So this is what they talk about here. They say that the commission issues its final report. It's a hot potato, and you can see that that's true. Let's try to make this bigger. And including co-ops are often cited as having the greatest inequalities. Now we'll see how Mr. Adams handles this decade-old hot potato, creating a new class First, creating a new tax class for small residential properties, co-ops, condos, 1 and 2 family homes, and rental buildings with 4 to 10 units. That's actually a good thing if we lop them all together, because they were effectively residential and small, ensuring that rules apply evenly. Secondly, valuing property in this new residential class on sales-based market value. That would make a lot more sense. Removing the assessed value growth caps, which is dangerous, widely recognized as one of the primary drivers of inequity. The shift to market value would be phased in over 5 years. That should be interesting. And fourth, replacing the complicated class share system with a simple, transparent, where individual tax rates are fixed for 5 years unless deliberately changed. What does that even mean? James Parrott notes how it's up now to the city to sell the reforms to state legislatures, which has the final say on tax reform. While New York City's property tax has resisted reform for 40 years, this comprehensive package of proposals, which is really just common sense probably, they would say, offers realistic path. But why pit neighbor against neighbor? Because this is going to raise property tax on Brooklyn brownstones, North Brooklyn, 100 to 900%. I can show examples of 900% increases, and not enough in but let's focus on co-ops and not enough in homestead exemptions. What I recommend people do is go to this site. It's called NYC tidalforce.org, as in the force of the tide, which is a slow, unless it's a tsunami, which is what's coming. And you can go to property tax search or go to the home page and look for the new property tax rate. Now, if we search on properties, let's take a typical property. You can search on borough, block, and lot, if anyone knows what that is. If you know your borough, block, and lot, which is made up of the first digit is the borough. You can see it right there, 1, and then the next 5 digits is the the borough, the block. So New York City is made up of boroughs, blocks, and lots, and then the lot is the last 4 digits, right? So if you know that, you can put that in, or you can put an address, or you can put a name. Condos are a little harder because of the fact that they're all apartments, and you can go to the home page. That handles that, because New York City handles that. But one of the issues is, for these class of property, they don't give a market value. So if I zoom in on here, they do not. But we can use StreetEasy for that. So let's look at a typical bill for this particular apartment. If you want to see the bill, you can see it's 322 West 57th Street in Manhattan, the Sheffield. It's apartment 55P3. That must mean something. You can open up their bill by just clicking here. You see that bill right there. Oops, sorry. You can see the bill right here. Oh, I guess that doesn't do it. Huh, it doesn't show over there. That's not nice. And I thought this little thing would do that, but it doesn't. That's not nice. And so what we want to do is, that must be happening at a different level. Yeah. So what we want to do is look at the bill. So we can open up the bill right here, and let's calculate, according to this apartment's annual property tax bill is about $31K. So let's calculate its new bill under the new proposed tax rate, right? So we can go here, we find it, we find the rate, and now let's go to StreetEasy and find out what this thing sells for. 2.2 million, right? You can see it right there. So if we go here, 2.2 million, you can do this math yourself, even in Google, times 0.8. Here it is right here. 0.814%, and this is my interpretation of the proposal. They haven't said anything contrary. It looks like the new annual property tax bill will be $18,000 instead of $32,000, which probably the person is very happy. That's almost cut in half. And so let's go back here and just follow the flow. Let's pick another random property. This is somewhere in Brooklyn. This is a co-op. So co-ops are even more complicated because you have to get the whole building and kind of estimate the tax for the whole building and estimate the market value for the whole building. So we looked at the sales on this building. Its property tax is pretty high for that building. It's up to $73,000 or $74,000. That's with some abatements. So $75,000, right? So let's see what will happen. If we look on Street Easy, they're selling for like $1 million. Let's estimate there's 8 apartments, because there's really 9, but we'll just say 1 million. So let's say $8 million, right? Their new property tax will be, instead of 75,000, it'd be 65,000. So they'll probably be happy to get some lower property tax. So this is what we're doing here. We're simply looking in Title IVs. We can put that apartment, that building that they were talking about, which was, let's try to get one in that building in whatever they called it, something par. Let's see if what the man said is correct. Here, I think he called it 432 Park Avenue. So let's search there. And what we can do is see if it shows up here. And something shows up. It says Park Avenue, but which borough is this? We have to make sure. Park Avenue. It does look like it's the right borough. And let's look at a typical bill. I'm not even sure which apartment this is, unless it's the entire building. Oh, this is the entire building, because this pays nothing. It's hard to believe that this is a co-op. But let's just see. It says tax class in more than 10 units. So, how is this thing structured? Okay, so we're going to go back here and look at it. And what we can do is try to figure out, okay, so the assessed value, it says it's a condo, residential unit. Oh, these might be tax deferred. Let's just see if they have all kinds of 421A stuff on them. Original tax rate, original tax. Oh, so it does have a property tax right here. Let's just make sure we're on the right building. Estimated market value. Wow, that's a pretty... Why are they putting the market value there? Oh, that's the fake market value. Right. So which apartment? Oh, it is an apartment there. So there's 432 Park Avenue, some apartment, right? You can do it by borough, block, and lot in this area. You can also search at the home page with the apartment number. I can show that next. But this is their property tax. And now let's see what this thing would sell for. What would this apartment sell for? I hope it sells. I have no idea. So if you search on this apartment, probably it'll show up in Street Easy. And you can get some sales, Street Easy right there. And if you can get a sale, a past sale, active listings, active rentals. So there's the building. Let's see what a typical sale is. Active sales. So past sales. Let's look at a past sale. Okay, so recorded closing. Wow. So there are different ones in here. So let's just stick with these must be higher up, 26 million. So let's see if we can find a bill for this one. So we go back here to Title IVs. We can go up here, and it's safer to search here because you can put apartment numbers in there. So you can say I even forgot I think it's 432 Park, right? So you can put at the home page at 432 Park. No, it can't be that. 432 Park Avenue. Let's see if it finds anything. Did I type it right? 432 Park. Right, and we'll just put New York. And it's not finding it. Server busy. Probably this thing is confusing it. And let's first try this. Found something. Let's see what we find. The LLC. And what I'd like to do is see if we can search on the apartment or there used to be a way to do that. You can search here, and then you can sign in with Google here, and you can, well, it doesn't matter. If you sign in, you can check your phone. This is kind of cool. Not seeing this, so let's choose another option. VS USB. Use this device. I don't know what that even means. Your identity couldn't be verified. Try again. Check your phone. Didn't get it. It's true, I'm not getting it. That's weird. Choose another option. Oh, there it goes. Your score, your heart. Let's see what's going on here. It's been suspended. Detected spam. It's interesting. Yeah, we'll try a different account. Cancel. Try another way. Okay, do it this way. And then obviously you're not going to see this part, but I'm going to go to here. We're just going to verify ourselves and see if we can look at co-ops and condos. Cool. Go here, go here. And under here it should show co-ops and condos. Maybe condos nearby. What happened to condos? Should show up as a condo. Oh, it's saying there. Found that. But it's not. So if we just put 432 Park Avenue. Compare. Let's just see. Okay, so simple search. Fill out this form. That's interesting. You can also, I thought there was a way to show co-ops and condos, but maybe that's nearby. Let's just see nearby. And that's kind of odd. Yeah, I don't think that's quite working right. That doesn't look right to me. So what it does, Maple or Prospect, that's not right. Yeah, it didn't get the right address, I don't think. So why is that not working? That's interesting. So if we just take this number here, which is something like, let's just clear this. Actually, that's probably not good. We go back to home and let's go back home and go back. Let's try this again. Do this, and it found one apartment, and we know the details are here, and we can, oh, look at this, the von Furstenberg Trust, wow, look at that. And if we search here, I see it changed owners. Could have swore there was a way to dump out the condos nearby. Clear all. Okay. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll look at this again. Oh no, not that one. Well, that's but what you can do also is just do the search here. Right, by going to the new tax rate search, go here and you can put in borough blocks and lots, and that should give you something. Now let's see the one that they were talking about here in Street Easy. Is this here? Street Easy. It's talking about this one here. Let's just see if we're in the right building here. Now that's 7th Avenue, so this one is not Street Easy. Street Easy 26. So let's look at this one, recorded closing. And here's the, so what you can do here is the original filing. It's 15 documents. You can actually look at the documents, and then you can read the full description, the rentals, that's that building, the floor plan. You can look at the active listings. No, we want to look at the actual documents, because in the documents they would have the details. So rental documents, permit documents, we don't want that. We would look at this, $24 million, recorded sale $26 million, so we view the original. So here's the detail. Right, $26 million, deed. So let's look at this person's property tax, because this will have the borough block and lot on it. And you can see it right there. The parcel is there, so all you have to do is add this together. So it's this and this. Copy. It's a single residential condo unit. Must be nice. So if we look at it, let's look at the apartment. They must have details of the apartment, you would think. Somebody bought it. I don't see the details. Maybe they're forced to take it off. Active list other units in this building. Oh, read full description. Maybe this is it. Pictures of Triborough Bridge. Hide full description. So it doesn't actually keep the pictures. Maybe they're forced to take them off. But you can look at other apartments. Right, like this one. You can see out your window, you got all of New York City. Now, let's see what their current property tax bill is. Right, you can search here on that borough block and lot. So I need to put this in. Oops, sorry. Now I did it. Let me just go back here, grab this one, then go back here and copy that in. And in order to be a borough block and lot, it's got to be the right number of digits, so you need a 1 in front. Let's see if we find it. Yes, so this should be it. Its property tax is high, but let's actually see what its property tax bill is. Source, let's see what it pays. Pays about $43,000. Total amount due. Let's see. Oh no, the actual bill is about it's almost about $100,000. So let's see what the new one will be. Annual property tax. So I don't know if you can see that. I should bring that up so you can see it. The 86. Make that bigger. 86,000. Now let's calculate their new bill. So we know that the value, it actually sold for, $26 million, so that must be its new market value. You can see the 26 million right here. Make this bigger, I guess. 26 million. And also, simple math. 20, okay, let's just say, 26. So it's 26 E6, right, times, and remember the other one, 0.8, yeah, it's 0.814%. The other one was about, their bill was about what? Are we in the right one? I don't remember now. Let's see if we're in the right one. Is that the right one? We'd have to double check if this is the right borough block and lot. Right there, it was 1415. So let's see if we're on 1415 here. 1415. Wait, it's probably this one, this 1415. Let's just make sure. Well, we'll double check that. I think it was this one. Is that 1415? No, that's not 1415. So we had to type it in over here. Street easy? No. I just want to make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, the 1415. So the safest thing to do is always click on the borough block and lot, because that uniquely identifies things, and then you can share from here too. So we remember the property tax bills are here, and this guy is paying about 80-something thousand, 88,000. So let's see what his new bill will be. Here's the math. 211,000. Wow. So he's going to go up. This is what they're talking about. The typical co-ops and condos will go down. The high-end typical co-ops, I mean, there's probably not high-end co-ops, but there's high-end condos. They're going to go up a lot. That's going to more than double. And the small family homes in Brooklyn are going to go up, maybe 100% to 900%. We can do that on another video. Please ask questions. Please go to the websites here, nyc.tidalforce.org, as in the force of the tide. You can always check it out. All right, so peace to everyone. Peace out, and take care. If you have questions, post them.